అట్లా. బ్లాక్ ది కొంచెం అడ్డు పెట్టుకో. ఇప్పుడు రాసుకుంటుంటే అది ఏంటిది అది ఉంటుంది అది ఆ పెన్నులో అది Good morning, students. Good morning, everybody. Just here. I'll commence my class within few seconds. Just I'll start my session. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Arjun. Good morning, Karthik. Good morning, Imtiaz. Good morning, sir. Class will commence at definitely. Yes, yes, yes. Morning, everybody. Right, buddy. Right, good. Right. Yeah, students, we'll start the session. Somasekhar Reddy, I'm just coming back to you. I'm just coming back to you, buddy. I'm just coming back to you. 1 minute. I'm just setting the system. Yes. Right, students. Having done the yesterday a kind of a introduction to the subject plus a kind of overall review which I have given students. Like today we'll start with the chapter, as I said, articles. And just before that, as I said earlier, otherwise I'll forget again. What I will try to do is that did you know that I'm going to give you what we call it as like confused words, as I have promised some students, like so that you can start with the itself. You can start with that confused words. Confused words. Okay. So what I'll do is, um, I'll first of all I'll try to give you the slides and so that it is easy for you to go through them. Otherwise, I'll forget again afterwards. Okay. So what I'll try to do is that I'll give you the slides, complete slides now itself. Then I'll start my chapter, students. Like that's what it has taken a little bit of time for me to. So here we go. Yes, students, like, so I'll go with the slides. You can just, I'll just tap with the slides and you can just go through that. These are what we call it as, like, see, these are all confused words. Okay, see, something like exceed, exceed. Maybe when I touch vocabulary, definitely I'm going to talk more about it. But the slides, I'm going to give it to you now. It is recording now. It is getting recorded. So you have all these slides in front of you so that you can go through them. See, for example, like accent, accent, that has already appeared in the gate now. This one and this one, like, maybe time permits, I'll come back to you. I'll definitely have one reading. But some students have asked me, sir, why don't you give in the beginning itself so that we can go through them and all. Okay, so I'm just giving the slides, like you can go through them. This appeared in the gate, students, like accent and accent. This appeared already in the gate. Okay, right? Um, accessory, accessory, ARY and ORY. What is the difference? That you can go through them, please, right? Accomplish and accomplish. Okay, right, right. Uh, adapt, adopt already this appeared in the gate, students, like I'm just marking them. This has already appeared in the gate. Okay, right. What appeared in the gate, I'm just going to give. Advice has already appeared in the gate. Okay, right. Please go through that. One is verb. Yesterday I have just taught you that one. Right. Wonderful now. Right. Afflict, inflict. Right. Air, air, air. Okay. So these three words are seems to be one and the same, but homophones. Okay. Please go through them. Right. Altogether also appeared in the gate, students, like altogether, altogether. So the difference has to be noted. Right. Yeah. Allude, elude. Very important. Already appeared this one also in the gate. Okay. Allude, elude means to avoid. I'll come back once I teach you the vocabulary sessions so that it is in with you now, right? Wonderful now, right? Alter, alter, TAR and TR. This also appeared not in gate, but I have seen somewhere in one of the competitive exams. Okay. Alter is a raised platform. Now don't ask me, sir, you are not teaching the meanings of these words. No, no, no. I just told you, I'll give you the list I told you. If I go with that, it takes a lot of time for me now. Once, when vocabulary comes again, I'll come back to you. Okay, right. Alternate, alternative already appeared in the gate. So the meaning has been given and followed by, see, to take turns regularly, to use by turns. Water supply in the city is made only on alternate days. Like, so a sentence also has been given to you. So meaning and sentence. Okay, right, wonderful. Annual, anal, okay, anonymous and anonymous. Let us see. Opposite, opposite. Okay, fine. This also appeared. Okay. Try to understand the meanings of apprehend. What is the meaning of apprehend and comprehend also, right? Wonderful, right? Ascent, ascent already appeared. This one also in the gate, right? Good. Assure, ensure, insure. I told yesterday this also appeared in gate. These words, please try to look into that. Avocation, vocation. Try to look into that word. Okay. Bare, bare. Yesterday someone asked me what is the meaning of bare, like bare feet we say. Bare feet means without covering anything like. But if you say BEAR, BEAR has two meanings like, but I have given only one meaning here, a large wild animal. But you bear with patience. BEAR, that is again. Okay, that's verb. So already appeared in gate, this one. BAR is bare feet. Without shoe, if you walk, that's called bare feet. Beneficial, beneficent, beside, besides. This appeared 2-3 times in examination, beside and besides. I'll be teaching this one again also. Break, break, this also appeared in gate. Canvas, canvas. Somewhere it appeared in once. IES, I think, like canvas, canvas. Capital, capital already appeared this word. Okay, the carrot, that has already gone, that word like carrot, carrot. You see carrot. CARAT and CARAT RROT. There is a difference like. So one has come down, please, Samir. Right. Sensor. This also appeared in gate. Childish, childlike also appeared. Side also appeared. Confirm also. Complement, last year question. Conscious, very important word. Cops. Council also appeared. Diary, try to know that word, please. Descent also appeared in gate. Disinterested, uninterested, please. Yes, already appeared that. Try to know the difference between funeral and funereal. There's a difference between students like. Funeral is something like sad. Okay, funeral, that is different again. Funeral ceremony we say. Lose. This appeared in gate. Peace also appeared. Personal also appeared in gate. Principal also appeared in gate. Principal is not only college principal students like, it is adjective. At the same time, it is noun plus adjective place. It's noun. At the same time, it is adjective also. Adjective means most important. Okay. This was the last year's question. Respectively already appeared in gate. Stationary already appeared in gate. There already appeared in gate. Alumnus, alumni, alumna, alumnae. Try to know these differences, please. Everywhere you try to use the word alumnus, but what is alumni? What is alumna? What is alumnae? Has and like, both the words are already appeared in gate. Continuous and continuer already appeared in gate. Disinterested and interested is getting repeated. Confident and confident, D and G, there is a difference. Continual, continuous. Some words you may get repeated, but with the different sentences. This also appeared a difference and a difference. DIFF and DEF. DEF means respect. Try to note the word economic and economical. Elude already appeared in gate. Some words are getting repeated. Okay, no problem. This word also appeared in gate. What is facilitate and what is felicitate? This is, I think, last year question, this one. Previous year. Flare, flare. GRATE, graceful and gracious also appeared. What is healthful and what is healthy? That also appeared. Official, officious. Try to know this word. Sensible, sensitive. There. It's repeated again. Repeated means with the different sentences, students. Troop, troop. This also. WHERE, WARE, WEAR. Right, students. These are some of the ones which I just gave you. A list of confused words so that you have. So you can just go through them and work out with them and see. Okay. That's what, just try to know them and then we will see, students, like, okay, I have already just forwarded this one so that you can just go through them. So now we'll go with the beginning of the chapter, students, like, yes, Damant, you raised your hand and just coming back to you. Right. So this is the word which I have given today to you. So you can just go through them and work out, check yourselves and see. Okay. So that you have a complete list. Yes, some of the students who has doubt, anyone? Okay, no problem. Okay, let me start now, students. Like, let me start with the class. Let me start with the class now, right? Yeah. This vocabulary, I'll come back again because, once I have to start teaching you, I have to give you this one. Just I'll go and brush them. Okay, right. I'll brush it up. Don't worry. Right. Now we'll go with the chapter, what we call it as students like now. Now we have to move a little bit faster. That is what 8 parts of speech that is. And the first one is articles. So chapter students like articles. Okay. Articles and determinants. Okay, articles and determinants. So what are these articles and determinants like? So determinants, there is a list I have given already. So let me not waste my time in writing here now determinants and all students like. But one thing what I can do is that first of all, let us go with the articles, because one of the most important chapters, and because it is precisely mentioned in the syllabus also, as you have also have seen students like, right? Articles. After tenses, you have the chapter called articles like, okay, right. So what are these articles? In other words, I call it as students like, what are these articles like? Let us see, right? It's a very small chapter, important chapter. And students like, so what are these basic articles like now? There are 2 kinds of articles in English. We can call it as like 2 kinds. Okay, 2 kinds of articles. So if you just go through them, what we call it as, number 1, students like a and, okay, a and the number 2 is the, okay, and we also say the. I'll tell you where to use the word the and where to use the word the also. I'll come back to students now, right? So in one word, a and, let us not, we are not concerned about the theoretical, as I mean to say that definitions we are not concerned, students like. Let us forget about the definitions. Like suppose you may ask me, sir, what do you mean by noun? Well, GATE may not be interested very much in the definitions of the definitions, but we need to find out, trace the errors, where is the error and all like, okay, that is our main focus. So keeping in mind, like, let us not worry about, okay. But just for your knowledge point of view, a and in English terminology, we term them as indefinite. We call it as like indefinite, EFINIT, indefinite article. Just for your knowledge point of view, indefinite article. What is this indefinite? Why it is not definite? Like for example, let me say, why it is indefinite? For example, I say, I saw a boy jumping the wall. A boy. Which boy? I have not seen his face. I have not encountered him earlier. I have not met him earlier. I don't know whereabouts about that fellow. That's why it is called indefinite. That's why it is called indefinite. So therefore, so the grammarians have given some names, what we call articles. They are called what we call, they articulate something. That's why it is called articles. What is article? Article is something like you get in the newspapers, like that also called articles. And what is this article now? This articulates something about the person like. So what? How it is articulating something like indefinite fellow. You don't know about that fellow. So I saw a boy jumping the wall. I saw a boy jumping the wall, right? That is the meaning of the indefinite article. Ankit, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you afterwards, right? Now, what is definite now? The same sentence I'm going to make it as, I saw the boy jumping the wall. I saw the boy, particular boy. I might have encountered him earlier. I might have met him earlier. I might have seen him earlier. Are you able to understand, students? Like, so I saw the boy jumping the wall. Means I know his name. I might have encountered him a bit earlier. Now I'm giving reference to that fellow. So that's why we term this one as, in English terminology, we term this one as definite. And how are you articulating that fellow? As a definite. That's why it's called article. So, and the first thing is what we call it as students. Like as I go with these articles, definitely to give you. First of all, what is it? So position in a given sentence, like what we call it as like position now. So you also have to know, you should know the position. So where do we activate these articles, or where do we use these ones like? So just before what we call it as the nouns. So students, like now, before nouns, position before nouns, mainly. I'll come back afterwards. Like any exceptions are there, definitely always like before nouns we call it as like. So in English, before nouns. Now you know what is noun. Name of the person, place, thing, or animal. So I just now told you, forget about the definitions, please. We are not concerned about the definitions like. So okay, right. So there are different kinds of nouns. So which noun it goes according what we call it as like. So which nouns we can think of for activating these ones now, student. Like for example, let us. So we have something like proper noun. Don't worry about proper noun. Name of the person, place. Sorry, name of the person. One's own name is called proper noun. Then we have something like common noun. What is common noun? Shared by everybody. Shared by everybody. Sita is a girl. Girl. Sonali is a girl. Meenakshi is a girl. Now these three persons are sharing one common name. What is that common name? Girl, girl, girl. That's why it is called common. That's all. Now we have something what we call it as students like a common noun. Then again we have, let me just go with the collective nouns. Collective noun. What is collective noun? Group of persons, things collected as whole. We term them as collective nouns. For example, if you say, for example, like maybe people is collective noun, community is collective noun, like colony is collective nouns. Okay, these are all called collective nouns, like, right? There is what we call it as one more collective noun. Then we have something like abstract noun. Abstract noun, then again something, then there is again like material noun. So just now I told you before nouns I said now. So proper nouns, so common nouns, so collective nouns, abstract nouns, so material nouns. So what noun it has to fall before, okay? So can I use what we call it as now? So maybe simple what we call it as like now, the definition could be like this now. Article plus noun. Article plus noun. That is what our definition is now, okay? Just I said before nouns I said. It's the main thing, position, that's what we have to know. Article plus noun. So can we use with the proper nouns? No. But exceptions are there. I'll come back to that. Okay, exceptions are there. We can also use with the proper nouns. What? A, an, and the also can be activated with the proper nouns also, but let us wait. Generally, we don't activate with the proper nouns. Supposing I say is Mohan, I say that's all. He is a Mohan. Why should I say he is a Mohan? He is the Mohan. But we can say. But when do we say? Already such questions appeared in GATE. And students are highly confused. Students flooded calls. Sir, proper nouns ke pehle kaisa aata hai question? How it is possible like that? Well. I'll come back to that. Students. Common nouns, yes. Generally, we activate with common nouns. Frequently, we activate with common nouns. Collective nouns, yes. Collective nouns also we activate. Abstract nouns, no. Generally, abstract nouns we don't activate. Cleanliness, beauty, these are all what we healthy, right? Sorry, what we call it as like health. These are all wisdom. These are all abstract nouns. I'll come back. This is a separate chapter. I have to import all these ones like. It's material noun? No. No. We don't activate with the material nouns like. However, sometimes, there are exceptional cases with the abstract noun also, students. Like again, I told you, proper nouns generally we don't activate. Abstract nouns also we don't activate. Okay. So if you have understood this one, let me just move further with the further explanation now. So the position I have already given you. Now we'll go with the what we call it as like syntax. What I call it as a syntax. So where do we activate exactly this and? Okay, fine. Nouns before noun. That's what. So article plus noun, that's what our formula is. Article plus noun. Okay, fine, that's good. Okay, now we'll go with the syntax point of view now. So, but what kind of nouns? Should we use with the singular nouns, or should we use with the plural nouns, or should we use with the countable nouns? Should we use with uncountable nouns? Yeah, there is a area, right? So simple calculation, let us students now. So suppose if you take it, for example, like an, let us see. Now an, where it is used now? It is used with a noun which should be always singular. Singular. There is a chapter called in English numbers. Very, very important chapter. What does that chapter say? Number means singular number, plural number. Boy is a singular number. Boys, plural. Right, students? Like, so singular and plural. So nouns are divided into two again, like numbers. Singular number and plural number. Now, what does the article say now? It has to be used or activated only with the singular, countable. Nouns are also uncountables and countables. Like, what is uncountable noun? Water. You cannot count water. You cannot take one drop of water and say 1, 2, 3. No, you cannot count water. So that's why it is uncountable. Then what is countable? Pen is countable. If there are 5 pens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we start counting them. So a noun should be countable. So it should be singular, countable, and that too what? Cannot be adjective, cannot be verb, cannot be adverb like. So singular, countable. Now, this is the formula that you should keep in mind. That's all. So where do we activate a and now? Simple formula, singular, countable noun. If this rule does not fulfill, you cannot activate a and. Truly speaking, actually a and, they function as adjectives. What are they? They function as adjectives. Why? Because they are before nouns, because they try to articulate as person definite or indefinite. That's why they fall before noun. So it should be singular, it should be countable, and it should be noun. Uncountable list, I'm going to give it to you, don't worry. As I move further, I'll come back with the uncountable list also. Like that is first thing that we have to keep in mind now. Find again further bifurcation now where A has to be activated now. A is used, what we call it as before. A is used before. A is used before the consonant. A is used before the consonant sounds. When you are in primary class, you have learned consonants and you have learned what we call it as like consonants and vowels. Like how many consonants we have, students, like here now? 21 consonants in English. Okay, 21 consonants. So A is used before the consonant sounds. So A has to go with the consonant words. Okay, now let me also go with now. An is activated before what? Before the vowel sounds. How many vowels do we have in English? There are 5 vowels. So altogether, how many? There are 26 alphabet in English. Where is what we call it? So keep in mind, what exactly are we trying to focus like? Try to understand. I did not say the word consonant, but I have used the word something like consonant sounds, I said. And I'm using the word something like what we call it as vowel sounds. So try to recognize this one, A, or what we call it as an. That's what I said. Forget about definitions, but try to remember where we have to use exactly this one. Right? Students who are from regional medium students, you have to pay a lot of attention towards this one, right? So this is one of the chapters frequently, not only GATE, but most of the competitive examinations, they test article students like that. So this is how we go ahead with what we call it as now. So let me go with the one example and check now, right? Let us see. For example, I take the word boy. Now I want to activate A or an now. So I have to check it whether can I activate A or an before this word boy, because boy is noun. What kind of a noun? It is a common noun. How it is a common noun? Rama is a boy, Sohan is a boy, Mohan is a boy, Raju is a boy. Now all these four guys are sharing one common name, that is boy, 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 common. So something is shared by every person, we call it as a common love. Now let us see now. Whether this fulfills the rule or not, come on, let us see. If it fulfills the rule, then we can activate, otherwise we cannot activate now. Let us see now. Boy, is it singular? Yes. Why it is singular? Because it is one. Why? Right, okay, right, very good now. Is it countable? Yes. 1, 2, 3. Ask boys to stand in a line and then start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can start counting them. Is it noun? Yes, it is noun also. Singular, countable, noun. So it is fulfilling singular, countable, noun. Therefore, without any suspicion, without any doubt, we can easily activate is a boy. 100% right. Are you able to understand, students? Okay, I'll take one more. Let us check. I just want to take one more. Right? I'm taking the word boys. Can I activate this before? Let me check, first of all. What is boy here now? Come on, let us see now. Singular or plural? It is plural. But the rule says singular, countable noun, it should be. Okay. Now, boys, is it countable? Yes, it is countable. No doubt, it is countable. Because 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it noun? Yes, it is also noun. So it does not fulfill only one rule, but it fulfills two rules like 1, 2. Can we give some concession to this one and go with A here? It is not railway concession, right? It is not any quota there. So therefore, you cannot activate, even if it does not fulfill one rule, you cannot activate. You cannot say boys. Okay? It's very clear. You have to check it before activating. Don't simply go on with A and everywhere, students. Right? Wonderful. Like, let's go with one more, students. Like, let me say. Umbrella. Singular, yes. Can we count umbrellas? Yes. Is it noun? Yes. Without any precedence. And why? U is vowel. And why A? Because B is consonant. Consonant and vowel. Very simple. Okay, right. Supposing I take one more, students, like for example, if I just go with that, let me check. What about water? Can I activate before water? Come on, let me check with, check, let me check with that. Is it singular? Yes, water is singular. Water is colorless, is. Countable? No, it is uncountable. Is it noun? Yes, it is noun. So, singular, it is fulfilling. Noun, it is fulfilling. It does not fulfill only one rule. Can we give some concession to that one and go with what we call it as A water? No, you cannot go with A water, please. Are you able to understand now? Right. So why it does not fulfill one of the rules? It does not fulfill what we call it as one of the rules, students, like now. So, but let us be careful about this one in activating first of all now, right? So what is the meaning of A and now? In other words, A and means what? A and means 1. He gave me 100 rupees. I can replace he gave me 100 rupees. In other words, single. This is the meaning of A and, students. Like, are you able to understand me now? A and. So which means 1, which means what we call it as a single. I suppose you have understood where you are supposed to activate A and. The, please wait. The, I'll come back now. There is not a problem. Only problem is with A and problem, students now. Okay, right. Now, having done this one, like maybe what we call it as, students, like now maybe if you look into this kind of a system, you will try to get me that. For example, Right. Now, supposing what, let me take one sentence here, students. Now, let me just go with that. Just now I told you, the rule says what we call it as a singular countable noun. Supposing I give one example, maybe let me just say now. He is a good boy. According to our rule now, what is the rule? The noun should be singular, countable, and what we call it as a noun. Fine. Now, one of the students told me, first of all, I ask you, he is a good boy. Is the sentence right or wrong? One of the students bluntly told me, sir, bilkul wo galat hai sentence. It's wrong. It's wrong sentence, he said. Like, why? No, he calculated very precisely. Just now, what does the rule says? Singular countable noun. But what does this sentence say? Good is what? Adjective. But what does the rule say here now? Article plus noun. Is it okay? Article plus noun. But now, where am I now? Good is adjective. So which means article A is coming before adjective. Therefore, the sentence is bilkul galat hai. Right? According to the rule, it is wrong. According to its rule, it's wrong, students. Like, right? Very good. But again, you have to understand, students, like our calculation, our usage of article, definitely, if you cover up this word, our sentence goes like this. He is a boy. That is what our sentence is now. Ultimately, he is a boy. That's all. That boy has been modified by adjective. And it has nothing to do with this one now. But it has something to do with this one. With what? G is what we call it as a consonant. That's what I have activated A. It has nothing to do with this. Because good is modifying boy. Are you able to understand now? So actually our sentence is a boy. So don't ever get confused. Sir, adjective is there, so what I have to do now? So nothing. He's a good boy. Absolutely right. But your reading is a boy. Try to understand, please. He's a boy. Gate questions are like that. Don't expect that just now, sir, what you were taught is like a boy. Don't expect that immediately after article plus noun, don't expect. Gate is something testing like your article will be here A and your noun will be what we call it as somewhere here. And there might have appeared maybe 4 or 5 words in the beginning, in the middle there. And you need to be a little bit very careful. Okay, right. I can also go with like this. He's a very, I can also go with he's a very good boy. Also, I can go with. Now, don't tell me now, very is what? Very is adverb here. Are you able to understand, students, now? But article is not with very. Article very as adverb, it is modifying adjective. How good boy is? Very good boy. So ultimately, A has to go with the boy only. That's all. Be careful. And that is what the confusion that Gate has created in one of the years. And many students got confused. So article is here and somewhere noun will be here. But be precise whether it has, that's what I said now. So your article A and noun is somewhere maybe half kilometer far. By the time you reach noun, you have already collapsed because there are many words being appeared in the given sentence. So that is how you need to calculate. So the sentence is absolutely right. So there should not be any problem with this one now. I suppose you have understood this one now, right? Is a boy, that's all. Our calculation is a boy. There can be, for example, like maybe 5 adjectives could be there. 2 adverbs could be there in the sentence, but your article is here and the noun is somewhere there. So remember always that it has to go with this way. He is a boy. So any amount of words that appear in the middle students level, that should not cause us any problem with this one, right? Now, I suppose having understood the basic elements of article A, and now I'll go with the syntax of article. Determinants, I'll come back. What are all these determinants, students? Like determinants, like words like this, that, these, those. Are you able to understand, students, now? My, our, your, few, little, a few, a little, all, enough, most, some, any, each, every. These are all determinants. Don't worry. There's a list which I have already prepared that. As in the form of slide, it is there. I'll come back to you now. So let me not bother you with this one now. Okay, right? So now we'll go with the syntax of articles. Now, what is syntax of articles? Let us see now. Right? So having done that one, now we'll move on with the way to activate again syntax of articles. Now, let us see. What are the syntax of articles now? I'll just give you some fill in the blanks and you're supposed to fill them. Let me see whether you can fill with these ones or not. Come on, let us see. Right, I'll be giving you some fill in the blanks, and I just want you to what we call it as students. Like you need to fill only what? You need to fill only A and that's all. I'm going to give you some fill in the blanks. Fill only what we call it as A and now. Get ready. Okay, ready? Get ready, please. Right. Number one. Okay, let me just move on. Move on, students. Like number one. Dash apple. Dash apple. I think most of you know what you should fill now. Should you fill the word A or should you fill the word what we call it as? Like definitely many would tell me what we call it as 2 participants race. Okay, let me be in touch with you, at least 1 or 2 participants. Who is that participant? Ardi. Okay. Srikanta. 1 or 2 students. Srikanta.
Sunanda, sir.
Yes. Your name is Srikanta or Srikant?
Sunanda, sir.
Okay, Srikanta, right. What should I fill in this gap, Bede? Should I fill A or an?
An, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Where did you listen this one? An apple. Why not A apple?
A is a vowel, sir. Apple start with a vowel.
A is vowel. Very good now. So therefore, we have to activate according to the rules, sir. Previously, you taught we have to activate and now. Okay, fine. Very good. Very good. That's good. That's good. Right, right. Okay, right. Wonderful. Sri Aripalli.
Yes, sir.
What do you should fill in this?
Answer.
Why not A? Any logic?
Because A is apple sounds with vowel sound.
So therefore, we have to activate. Right?
And yes,
very
sir.
good. Right. Now, most of you have risen their hands now. You can lower your hands. I'll come back again. There are others. I'll come back again now. Good. You can right. Absolutely right. I have taken your answers, please. I have taken your answers. Good. So as logic says, definitely, sir, you have to fill with what we call it as like an. Right? Absolutely right. Now, I asked some students as I am asking you, why we have to use an, why not? And one of the students told me, sir जी, मैं जब केजी क्लास में पढ़ रहा था, हमारा लिली टीचर ने कहा कि we have to use only an apple, that's all. His Lily teacher told, it seems, we have to use only an. Another student told me, sir, I heard many people using before apple an, so I activate an. Why there should be an ambiguity? People are using it, so I also use it. Very good. Whether you have KG class Lily teacher have taught you, or you might have heard from elders and betters, but there is a logic in that. We have to follow that scientific rule, students. Now, the scientific rule is nothing but, as I told you, we have to activate before vowel sounds. But how do I know whether the word is vowel or not? The simple thing what we have to do is that calculation now. So go to Oxford Dictionary. We have to depend on always on Oxford Dictionary, students, like now. Open the dictionary. Oxford gives a kind of a pronunciation like this. You find something like a combination of E. And this is articulated as A. How it is articulated? A. You yourself sit at your desk and start pronouncing like A, right? A. P. L. Right? Okay, right. What we call it as like. So this is a P. No P, please. Apple. That's all. That is the exact pronunciation now. Right? Any student can articulate better if you know the phonetics list. You might have studied somewhere in class 11th or 12th, your teachers might have taught you phonetics, right? But I am not teaching you phonetics. I'm just writing here so that you know exactly where to activate N. So don't simply go with my KG class teacher taught me, asked me to articulate, and by somewhere I heard it, people using it. No, no, no. Let us be very scientific. Like open the Oxford Dictionary, not American English. You have to follow. We follow British English, not American English, please. GATE tests British English, not American English. Okay, take care of that again now. Wonderful students. Like so, this is what we call it as like we say apple. Okay, right. So that is why we activated an here. Otherwise, we cannot activate now. Okay. Now let me just go with the number 2. Okay, come on, come on. Let us see now. Number 2. Dash European. I just want it's a gate question again. Let me just check with you people. It's a gate question. Okay, fine, fine. It's a gate question. What should I fill? Let me see. 7 participants have risen their hands. Nitish,
Yes, sir.
what should I fill here?
Sir, and
And European.
yes, sir.
Very good. Why? Why? Is there any scientific reason?
Sir, is the vowel.
Vowel sound. Okay, I'll come back to you, Bidem. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Wonderful, wonderful. I'll come back. Right, 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 right. Aditya,
Same, sir. And
and
yes.
okay, I'll take your answer also, Aditya. Wonderful. Now, just 1 minute. Nitish,
Yes, sir.
what should be?
Sir, and
N. Okay, Nitish, I'll go with it. Right, right, right. Very good. Gaurav,
Hello.
yes, good morning, Gaurav.
Good morning, sir.
What should I fill in the gap?
Sir, and sir.
N. Okay. Right, Bidem. Right, right. Musadik,
Yeah, sir.
what should I fill?
Answer.
N. Okay. Those students who give me N, you can lower your hands, please. Those students who wish to give me N, you can lower your hands. Lower your hands. But why still I find some hands risen here? Imtiaz has something to tell me like. Imtiaz.
Sir, just lower the hand, sir.
Okay, okay, fine, 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 fine. Good, good. Those students who say N, lower your hands, please. Lower your hands. If someone has something else, you can raise your hands. Why this Bali? Bali has something to tell me? Yes? No response? Sai Mohan? Still I find your hands being risen. That's what I just wanted to know why. Sai? No response from Sai?
Yes, sir.
Sai, what is your answer?
We have to put A in this.
A.
Yes, sir.
Why, man? When 10 people have told me, and why do you say A?
Because in vowel sounds, U will not come. For umbrella, the sound is A.
Uh,
But in this question, European, the U is not a vowel sound.
E is not a vowel.
E is a vowel, but the sound which starts is a U, European.
Okay. So you have some ambiguity there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll try to take it as yours also. Sai is trying to tell me, sir, after 10 students, he is the one who is trying to tell me, sir, go ahead with A. Don't go with N. That's what he says. Okay, I'll consider his answer also, students. Like, just let me see. Sai, I'll come back to you again. Good, Sai. Good. I'll ask one more. Okay, let me see. Ravi Teja,
Sir,
Ravi Teja, what is your answer?
yes, sir. He is a European.
You also want to go with A?
Yes, sir.
You want to support your friend?
Yeah, I want to support Simon.
Sai, wow. Let me see. Okay, but I'll come back to you again. Right. Now, please, everybody lower your hands, please. Praneeth, Ankur, right? Diksha, and Nehali, Bharat, all raise, lower your hands, please. Maybe I think you have some answers with you. I just want you to see. Lower your hands, please. Lower your hands. Right. Now let me go with that. Now why that's what I said now. Whether you're a KG class teacher has taught you or you have heard from someone else, or what we call it as your professor might have told you, you have to use this and that. No, let us not worry about that one now. Ultimately, depend on what we call it as the dictionary students. Like. Ultimately, what I am trying to tell you is that dictionary is our main source. Like dictionary says, Euro. I'm not going with the complete pronunciation. Let me not waste my time with what we can see. Euro. Okay, it's okay. If I'm just want to, what we call it as. If you go with the dictionary students, like in dictionary, you find a pronunciation is that of what we call it as a J pronunciation. Now, J is consonant. And words come to us from Latin and Greek students. So J is nothing but actually, it is articulated as Y in Latin. Okay. Vijay, I'll come back to you. Please lower your hands, please. Lower your hands now. So Y. So J is equal to what? Try to understand, please. In the pronunciation of the dictionary, J is equivalent to Y. That is what you have to remember. Okay. J is equivalent to Y. So your pronunciation is that of Y. So U. Now you see that now U. Now it is not E. It is U. That's why GATE has tested this one. The same thing has happened. 95% of the students have written N itself like no. So the answer is here is a European, you should say. Oh, European. U, not E, please. European now. I suppose you are able to understand now. So ultimately, now again, don't come and ask me, sir, so should I have to go through the dictionary? Yes. Ultimately, you have to depend on dictionary. If you have any doubt, you have to open Oxford and check and see. Today, you open your Oxford dictionary and see. So the pronunciation is what we call it as European, right? Okay, European, right? Fine, students. Like now, number 3. Let me just go with that now. I'll just go with 1 or 2 more, for example. Okay, supposing I go with something like, for example, like egg. But what should be here now? For example, students, like now, an egg. Why? Because it is given there egg. For example, E-G. Open the pronunciation book, you will find it. Now, in the pronunciation list, E always refers as A. Actually, like so, E has to be articulated as A. For example, if I say pen, for example, students, like pen. Open the dictionary, you will find pen, pay, pronunciation also is a pen. Okay, pen, that's what we say. So an egg. Now again, so G has to be articulated as a G, we don't say na, G. Now we say G. G pronunciation. Right? At the same time, J also can be articulated as G itself, J, if it is DZ. If you find in the pronunciation list DZ, you need to articulate it as J. For example, if I take it as Germany, you will not find G here now. If you find G here, then you have to articulate it as Germany. But you will not find G there. What do you find there now? DZ you will find J, money. I suppose. So forget about this phonetics. I'm not teaching you phonetics, but just for you make to understand. Like so, G can be articulated as a G. At the same time, G can be articulated as a J. That's what I just want to tell you, students. Like that. Is it okay? Right. Now we'll move on to the number 3. So just now you thought only 5 vowels, like right? But as I go on with an alphabetical list, I just want to go with alphabetical list and find out up to Z and see the syntax of articles. Like that's what I'm into this one. All right, let us see now. Number 3. Supposing I ask a dash fox. Students, you can lower your hands, please. Dash fox, like now straight away. Let me just go on with that now. Fox. Yeah. I find students are raising hands. Like please lower your hands. I'll come back to you, students. Like, please lower your hands. Lower your hands, please. Dash fox. So it can be what we call it as, like, for example, let me see. Not fox. Ashwant, please lower your hand, please. Supposing I use the word dash FIR, which means he filed an FIR, we say, or he filed what we call it as now. Come on, let us see now. So let us look at the dictionary. You will find F. You find something like what we call it as F, I, R. No doubt this is consonant. No doubt it is consonant, but the pronunciation is that of vowel, students. Like that. The pronunciation is that of vowel here now. So therefore, you have to fill the gap as you filed an FIR, consonant. F is consonant, no doubt, but articulation is F. You see here, FA, FIR. So right, very good. Now let me just move like dash fox. We have to say it is a fox. Why? The pronunciation is what we call it as like fox. Fa. So fa is consonant. Fa is consonant. Right? Very good. Now we'll move on to the next one now. Number 4, students, like dash HB pencil. So what should be what we call it as like HB pencil now? Try to understand, students. Like no. Don't raise your hands, please. I'll come back to you again. I'll come back to you, please. I'll come back to you. I know you are trying to give me the answer. I'll be very happy with that. But let me just move on. If I just go on with you, then it takes a lot of time, students. Like now, still I'm into this one, right? HB pencil now. So H is consonant here, and I don't know how many students would like to give me what kind of answers you are trying to think of. Like, but ultimately, we have to look into the phonetics next time. Manisha, lower your hands, please. Lower your hands. So H, please. H. You see the pronunciation of H. H. So what is this H again now? E is vowel sound A, and this T and long S that stands for cha. 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 Okay. So therefore, since it is vowel, then I have to activate this, and it is an HB pencil. I have to say, no doubt this is consonant. No doubt this is consonant. That's why my rule is very clearly A is used before the consonant sound. So you see here consonant sounds, and is activated before the vowel sounds. That is what our rule is. We have to see ultimately the sound. That is what very important now, right? HB pencil now. Okay, right, we'll take it as. I'll take it as something like what we call it as dash, some more students like, yeah, very quickly, I'll take it as dash HOUR, okay, dash HOUR, dash honest, HONEST, dash air, HEIR, dash air, dash what we call it as like, let me just take it as honorable. Okay, so again, if you open dictionary students like now, nothing but it is then again, if you say it's an AU, so something like AU like. So so the pronunciation is no doubt you're beginning with the consonant, but the dictionary says this is means vowel sound. So it's what we call it as like now, right? It is an R. Okay, it is an R, what we call it as like, right? Honest. If you open the dictionary again, you'll find something like pronunciation, like this is also vowel pronunciation. An honest person. Air, or what we call it as like air. So again, this is vowel sound. So therefore, an air, honorable. So this is again something vowel sound here now, an honorable person. So you see here, all are vowel sounds, students, like vowel sounds, vowel sounds, vowel sounds, vowel sounds. Therefore, you need to activate them as no doubt H like, but others sometimes you might have heard in your high schools, like your lecturers might have taught you. What did they teach you? H is silent here now. Okay, like that, let me consider this one as. So don't articulate H, don't articulate H, don't articulate H now. They begin with H, but your articulation begins from A, you see. Your articulation begins from A, E, A. So not Ha. If you begin with the Ha, this is vowel sound. No. You have to begin with what we call it as A. Something of A. A is vowel. Okay, right. So not Ha, it should be A. So that is our phonics. So that is what it is. A, not Ha. Ha, don't say. It should be A. Honest. Air. Honorable person. Okay, right. So supposing I just activate one more students like now, so you will find again dash hotel. Now here we have to say it is a hotel because your phonetics begins with what we call it as like H. I think it's something like H. H is the hotel. OV. So H is consonant, so therefore we have to activate as this one, students like now. Okay, right. So I'll go with I'll continue this one now, number 5. I'm here now, number 5. So I'm into H. Dash igloo. So if you open dictionary, definitely you will find igloo, ig. So I is articulated as E there, E. So vowel sound like. Pramod Raj, lower your hand, please. Lower your hand, please now. So igloo and igloo. That's all. Over. I is very easy, students like now, right? Number 6. Allow me to go a little faster, please now. A lot of things have to be highlighted, students like, right? Dash LLB student. LLB student. Dash LLB student now. So no doubt this is what we call it as now. Again, L is your consonant. But if you open the pronunciation list, students like now, you'll find like L. L is the pronunciation now. So E means now vowel now. So therefore is N. LLB student we have to say. Okay, LLB students. Supposing I take the word next one, 7th one students. 7th one. Dash MP. What should be the? No doubt it is consonant here. No doubt it is consonant. But the pronunciation is MP. Okay, M. Vowel sound now. So therefore we have to use an MP. Supposing I say dash member of parliament. Now what should I use now? MP itself is a member of parliament. That's all. So what should I use here now? Can I use here N? No. I have to use here A. But again, one student started fighting with me. सर जी आप बहुत बेवकूफ लग रहे हैं हमें. I said how man and why man. नहीं साहब जी MP का मतलब ही होता है member of parliament. Yes. But if you say MP, pronunciation is different. Member of parliament, it is ma sound. So ma is consonant. M is vowels. Vowel sound here now. It is articulated as vowel. Okay. So therefore that is out. We have to see students like, right. Very good. Number 8. Dash NP. NNP. Right. NNP. It's now you're able to catch me now. Right. NP. N. Vowel sound. So therefore you have to say NNP. We have to say students like now. Right. Very good. Number 9. Okay, supposing I say, okay, let me just say what we call it as. Let me just say NNP, right? Dash MNO, one-way street. One-way street. Now, no doubt this is vowel. No doubt this is vowel. Try to understand, please. No doubt this is vowel. But the articulation is one, W-A-N now, W-A-N, one. So it has to be, it is a one-way street, we have to say. A one-way street. Are you able to understand students now? A one-way street. Take it as. But at the same time, if I use the word something like dash orange, then I have to say what we call it as like an orange. Orange. Vowel sound, an orange. See here O. And here also is O. But how do you articulate this? Articulation is very important for us. Right? So one and O. So that O as two, what we call it as students like two ways of articulating them like. So in that way, right? Wonderful. Come on, let us see now. Right. An orange now. Number, what is the number? Number 9, number 10. So supposing if I take it as maybe another one students like dash RMP doctor. Sometimes we say na RMP doctor. No doubt R is consonant. But what is its pronunciation? R. Vowel sound. So therefore he is an RMP doctor, we have to say. He is an RMP doctor. Supposing I take something like maybe dash rat. RR. But I should say here it is a rat. Rat. I told you just now, a pronunciation like rat. Okay. Very good, students. Come on, let me just move a little further now. Come on, let us see number 11. So we'll go with the word PQRS. Now next letter is what we call it as S now, right? Let us see. Dash past the SOS signal. S. Now you see now S. No doubt this is consonant, but your pronunciation is that of vowel. So therefore it should be past an SOS signal. Right? Save our souls. Titanic. So SOS signal we should say, right? Supposing I say dash sack. It is a sack. Pronunciation is important, no? Sack. Number 12. PQRSTU. Okay. Dash university. Gate question. University now. Now again, U is vowel, no doubt. But what is its pronunciation now? JU is the pronunciation. So JU means YU. So therefore it is a university, you should say. It is a university. But supposing you take it as something like umbrella. What is the pronunciation? Vowel sound. This is vowel. So therefore we have to activate it as it is an umbrella. You see the same letter. Pronunciation is different, students. Like, are you able to understand now? So, number 12, UVWX, number 13. Dash X-ray. No doubt X is consonant, but the pronunciation is EKS. X. An X-ray, we should say. Okay. Number 14. Number 14. Vinita, I'll come back to you. Number 14. Dash ear. Dash ear. Okay. If you open the dictionary, you'll find the pronunciation. Here it is ear. J-I. J-I, which means consonant ear. It is a ear, we should say. But if you open the dictionary here, ear, I will become now ear, right? It is an ear. Right, students, like, so you have just gone through a complete list of the syntax of articles. I call this one as something like syntax. So what are all these syntax like? Now, I suppose it's very clear to you, and maybe, all right. So something I call this one as syntax. Syntax of articles, like, right? So I have just gone through alphabetical order. If you have any doubts, you can raise your hands, and I'll be giving you one exercise very shortly, and you can go through the exercise, and then I'll try to work out with that exercise, students. Like, now, here we go. Yes, yeah, our two participants have raised their hands, like Damant. What's the doubt, bete?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Damant.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there is slight disturbance in your mic.
Sir, can we use an article before Xerox?
Yeah, which Xerox? You want to say Xerox machine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you explain what comes in before that?
I think I've given X now. Xerox. What did I say? X or Xerox? I said now. Xerox machine, right?
Yes, sir.
It is a Xerox.
Okay, sir.
Because Z is the what we call a consonant.
Okay, sir.
So definitely. But X-ray pronunciation is E. Okay,
Got it, sir.
right? Very good. Very good. If it is countable, definitely we can use it. There are 2, 3, 4 Xerox machines, no?
Yes, sir.
Definitely we can use. Right, right, bit. Yeah, there is one more. Tushar. Tushar has some doubt.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, but good morning.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I had a doubt regarding the word European.
Tell me, bit.
Sir, I think the word European is an adjective, no? So how can we decide article on the basis of adjective? We have.
I'll come back, bit. I'll come back to that now. My next chapter is that.
Okay,
European is what we call it as, like, no doubt it is an adjective, as you said. Even I have used here also, you see, honest. Honest is adjective only. Did you get that? Honorable
Yes.
also is adjective also. Okay. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that. Right?
Okay.
Europe is noun, but European is adjective. No doubt about that. I'll just give you a few of those countries and adjectives names. I'm coming back to that. Right, Tushar? Good, good. Meena.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Meena. What is your doubt?
Sir, I have a doubt on ear, sir.
Which one? EAR or YEAR?
YEAR.
It is a year, 1 year, na?
Yes, sir.
There it is, ha sound it is. Yeah. Okay. It is ha. I'm writing here now, ha. And here it is E. Did you get the difference now?
Yes, sir.
Ha is consonant. E is vowel. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Good. Now let me move on to one exercise. Now let me see if I can see whether you can. Ankur, I'll come back to you, Ankur, right? Okay, Ankur also has doubt. Right, let me see. I'll take Ankur. Ankur, what is your doubt?
Sir, what should I use before AR?
Before
AIR. AR.
air,
Yes, sir.
countable or uncountable?
Uncountable, sir.
Can we use?
We can't.
Huh?
I'm confused, sir.
Air we cannot, uncountable, we cannot use.
An AR balloon, like,
Balloon we can use.
yes,
You
sir.
can say an air balloon, it's okay then, because and goes with what we call it as no balloon now. It doesn't go with air now. It's okay. Just like he's a good person, like just now I just told you he's a good boy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
It puts air has some other meanings also. AIR, what you said is it's not only wind. AIR also has another meaning also, students, like pride. Pride, I like. She puts on airs. There we say airs, AIRS. Now don't tell me now, sir, it is plural now. She puts on airs whenever she is at party, means displaying pride. So when I come to the number chapter, there I'll try to talk about that word. Okay, right. Good, good. Okay, here we go with the exercise. Okay, right. Let me see now. Where is the exercise now? Here we have exercise, students, like, and just come on, let us just take about 5 minutes and try to fill up only A and now. I just want you to fill up only what? It's clearly given now. Complete the following sentence by filling only A and. Right? Start filling these ones now. Come on, start. Take a book. Start doing this exercise. I want everyone to do this exercise. If you know, you do it. If you don't know, you leave it, please. You leave it. I'll just come back to that one. Right? Right. Come on. There are a few more. Come on. There are altogether 50 questions are there. Come on, let me see. Start doing this. If you have done, you just raise your hands. If 13 are over, I'll push to the next page. 10 participants raise their hands, like, which means you have done that. Very good. We'll move on to the next page, please. Yes, they are very easy. Right? 14th onwards. You can lower your hands now. Come on, continue, continue. Now 14 to 30. Bhavana,
Yes, sir.
you have risen your hand. Any doubt? Bhavana, any doubt?
So,
Sai? Sai,
Sir,
any doubts?
No doubt, sir. Completely.
Done. If you don't know, you leave the blank, please. Yes. We'll move on to the next one now. Good. Good. Saxena, what is your doubt?
Sir, sir, there are some sentences where I feel there is no article needed. So,
Drop it.
okay, sir.
Not necessary, you drop it. Okay.
Yes, sir. Like 36th sentence also, I felt there was no
Okay.
need of putting an article.
So don't use them. Don't use. Okay. Where it is necessary, you use. If it's not necessary, you discard that sentence. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Good. I'm going through your question, students, like box. Sometimes what happens, like, as I go through, I have not gone through your box, but now I'm going through that. Some of you have this. One student has asked me, sir, maybe there may be 1 or 2 students who don't know Hindi. Don't worry about that. That is for, that is just to explain only what we call it as like this. just a national language, so I have used national. If I write in Telugu, you will not understand, right? Right, very good. You are all given me right answers. Only thing is I have not gone through your questions, please. It's okay, good, good. Some students, without raising their hands, they have already passed the messages in their boxes. Very good. Chat box. Good bit. Right. Bali. Any doubt? Rishi,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
what is the doubt, bete?
Hello.
Yeah, what is the doubt, bete?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Rishi.
Sir, 37, it is a dash new, sir, and, sir.
Which one, bete? 37.
Yes, sir, sir.
I'll discuss. I'll discuss with you questions. I'll discuss with you. Definitely. You just attempt it. I'll discuss with you. Is it okay?
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Xerox, sir. Dash, X-ray, sir.
X-ray.
Yes, sir.
See, X is no doubt it is consonant, right?
Yes, sir.
But the pronunciation is X, E pronunciation there. You see?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, you have to take it into consideration. E as vowel now. X. So E, K, S now. Don't take second letter. We have to take only first letter always. So E is vowel. So therefore, an X-ray we have to take. Is it documented?
Okay, sir.
Right. Very good. Yeah, I'll just pass on to that. I'll come back, students. Now I'll come back. Right. We'll move on to the next page. Attempt it up to 56 if you can. If you can. Just to have in front of you, then I will discuss. Right. If you have done with that, now I'll just raise. I may not ask all, but don't worry about that. Maybe if you have doubts, you can ask me, no doubt. But first of all, let me ask you a few questions from this, whatever I have given you. Then followed by, I also try to give the key also, don't worry. I'll try to give the key also. But let me ask you a few questions. I would like to ask you questions, not you should ask me questions, okay? Okay, fine. $56 is a gate question. 55 is a gate question. In this list, there are two questions in gate. 43 is a gate question. Okay. 57, I'll come back to you. Not necessary. 57, you need not take. It is also gate question. Articles. Okay. If you have done with that, at least one or two students, you can raise your hands so that I understand that you have done with this. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Now you can lower your hands, please. Right. Very good. Very good. Right, right, right. Well, I just would like to ask you a few questions. Others, if you have any doubts, you can also ask me afterwards. But let me just see students like now. I just would like to go with what we call it as a question number 19. What is the answer that you have generated? 19 is dash Indian. One or two students, I just would like to go with that. Okay, whosoever like. Nistala. Okay, Chaitanya.
An Indians.
An Indian? Okay, I'll go with that. An Indian L. Okay, fine, good. Very good, very good. An Indian. Others, you can lower your hands, please. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'll just go with one more question now. Someone told me, sir, is an Indian now. Very good. I just would like to go with one more question. Question number 53. Raise your hand, please. If someone has the answer of 53 question. Srishti.
Sir, I don't think there is a need to put any
Where?
article.
British.
Yes, sir.
Why?
So he is British is also correct, no?
He is British, correct.
Yes.
You don't want to go with he is, but there you said he is Indian, you can say, but why did you say he is an Indian?
Because
So you feel that, sir, it is not necessary. Okay.
yes, sir.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I'll just go with you. I'll just go with one more and then I'll come back. Good, Srishti. Good. Naganjani, Bali. Yes. No response from Bali. Okay. Imtiaz.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Imtiaz.
A, sir.
Is a British.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Very good now. Good, Imtiaz. Others, please, you lower your hands, please. Thank you. Others, you can lower your hands, please. Right. Thank you. Now, okay. Now, come back to page number 19. Let me just go with that 19 students. Like now, right? He is an Indian now. Okay. See, when you talk about some countries, like as I already told you, I'll explain something about that, right? Now, supposing I take something what we call it as a country or continent. That country or continent, it has some adjective. What could be the adjective of that? Let me see. Now, that country or that continent, how do you address that person of that country, specific person? Specific person, which means one person, how do you address that? Then generic. Generic means nation. The complete nation, how do you address? Okay. I just would like to go with one or two explanations, students, like so that you will understand these ones. So, country, for example, if I take it as maybe, let me just move with the country. For example, let me just take it as country as India. Okay. Some students have asked me just now. Its adjective will be Indian. Okay, Indian. Indian is an adjective. You cannot use article before Indian. But 19th one you told me is an Indian, I accepted it. But I'll tell you. Okay, as an adjective, we cannot activate. But how do you address that particular person of that country? An Indian. An Indian. Okay, an Indian. Okay, then it's okay then. Absolutely right. But as an adjective, we cannot. If it is adjective, we cannot. But one person we can say is an Indian. And generic, the whole nation, we address them as the Indians. I just want someone in the class. Activate this adjective Indian in a sentence. Come on, let me see if anyone at least. Arti, you have something to say? Arti, can you make one sentence with Indian as an adjective? Aarti, yeah.
Hello.
Yes, Aarti.
Sir, we can make like, for example, Rama is an Indian girl.
Then your Rama is an Indian.
Girl.
Rama is an Indian girl. Okay, no problem. There you have activated is actually Rama is a girl actually. Then you said Rama is an Indian girl. You said now. Okay. An Indian is a person, I said, but I just want to activate Indian without activating article as an adjective.
Sir, sir, I can't. Hello.
Okay, let me just okay, let me try with someone else. Good. Let me try. Saxena?
Sir, we can say Sundar Pichai has Indian roots.
Yeah.
Sir, Sundar Pichai has Indian roots.
And Indian goods?
Sir, Sundar Pichai has Indian roots.
As Indian roots.
Roots. Yes. Sir.
Okay. No, wonderful. Now that's good. Absolutely right. You're activating as an adjective there. Good. Ashish?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Ashish.
Yes, sir. As an adjective, we can say Indian spices are good.
Very good, man. That's all. Indian oil. When we say Indian oil, they are Indian goods.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is an adjective here. We are activating it as an adjective there.
Yes, sir.
So as an adjective, article is not necessary. They are Indian goods. Indian oil. Right? Yes, very good. Good. Right. Others, you can lower your hands, please now. Right. Let me just go with the explanation, please. Right. So what I try to say is that country, then adjective, a specific person we have to address is as an Indian. Absolutely right. He's an Indian means I understand he's a person from India. So there is no doubt about that as an Indian. Like supposing I take one more country, for example, let me just take one continent. Europe is a continent. European is an adjective. But if you say, then again, what we call it as is a European. One person of that continent, we have to address them as a European. European goods, European make. I'm using it as an adjective, please. Right? Very good. The Europeans. If you address the whole continent, we have to address them as. Supposing I take one country, England. Adjective will be English. They are English people, we say. What kind of people they are? English people, they say. Okay, English. Then again, we can say an Englishman. If it is a lady, then we can say an English woman. Is a person like. Then if you want to address them, the whole nation, then we should say the English. Or we can say Englishmen. Or English women. If you're addressing the whole nation as. And supposing you take the word Britain, the adjective is British. As one of the girls pointed out, sir, we should not use article there. So we should not use. You cannot say is a British. Is British. So what we call it as like is good. That's what is good. So British is adjective, so we cannot use. Then how do you address a person of that country? Is a Briton, we should say. Okay, then we can say the British, we can say no problem, the British. So if you are addressing the whole nation as what we call it as the British, we can say students like. So take care of such a country's names, like there are a lot of countries, I cannot go with that. How do you address what we call it as like Pakistan? Pakistan. Pakistani. Right? Then how do you say specific person of that, what we call it as the specific person of Pakistan? Pakistani only. Is a Pakistani. The Pakistanis. Okay. Supposing you take the word Poland. I'm not asking, but let me just say Poland. Adjective should be Polish. Not foolish. It should be Polish. then one person of that country should be Pole. Is a Pole. Is a Pole means he is from Poland. The Poles. So the countries have. Supposing I take it as maybe what we call a city, Mumbai. Adjective. Mumbaikar is a Mumbaikar. The Mumbaikars. Hyderabad. Hyderabad, the biryani is a Hyderabadi. The Hyderabadis. Okay. Make your own what we call it as like your cities where you are, and show me in my next class. Country, adjective, specific person, and nation now. Wonderful students like now. Now let me just to go with a few more and just raise a few. I just want to ask few. And if you have any doubts, you can also ask me. No problem, students like now, right? Supposing I raise one question, like for example, the participants raise their hands. I'll come back to you. I'll come back. Let me finish mine first of all. The target is now, it's already 53 now. Let me just finish today's now. One minute, please. Right. Supposing I take one question of this kind, students, like now, for example, just 1 minute. So maybe if I take a question like, for example, like 37 students, like now, sorry, 36, like, let me see, 36, like, what is 36 now? It is dash sugar. As already someone told me, sir, there is no article. Article is not necessary there. Why? Sugar is uncountable noun now. Now, these uncountable students, like, they can also become countables. Try to understand me? Uncountables also can become countables. Like, no, you cannot say it is a sugar. No, you cannot say 1, 2, 3, 4. You cannot say, students, like, no. But if you want to count a sugar, for example, like, then you should say it is a lump of sugar. You have to activate what we call it as an appropriate tag before these ones, like, then I can say a lump of sugar. For example, like HAIR, like, but I want to count them. You can say 2 hairs, no problem. HAIR has 2 hairs, right? So suppose if you can count them, then you can take it as prefix the number, then we can go on like a lump of sugar, we should say. Suppose if you are holding a lump of sugar. So that is how we have to say, students, like, right? Now news, no, news also we cannot, but we can say it is a piece, P-I-E-C, it's a piece of news, or it is a bit of news. An appropriate tag we have to use, so that like 2 pieces of news, 2 lumps of sugar. That is how we can say, students, like now. Very good now. Tea, it is a cup of tea, we should say. Don't say it is a tea, don't say. Yeah, people also say it is a tea means like, we have to understand it is a tea means we have to understand it is a cup of tea. Are you able to understand? It is a tea means it is a cup of tea we have to understand now. So that is how we have to understand, students, now. So piece of news, bit of news, we can say. So we can say a cup of tea. Okay. So these are all uncountables, but we can make them as countables like now. Number 40, for example, like it is meat. Uncountable, we cannot. But we can also say meat also has a plural also, students, like in a meat. Plural is meats. But when do you say meats? Like when you take variety of, like, you take maybe goat's meat. Maybe you take maybe what we call it as like maybe some other sheep's meat. Or you take something like maybe other animals like. So different kinds of animals, if you take, then we can say meats. Like fish. Even if you take 100 same, then we have to say fish. But if you take salmon, if you take eel, different variety, then we can say fishes. Okay, right, students, like meats. Here we cannot say it is a meat. But we can say it is a piece of meat, we can say. A piece. A piece of meat. A chop of meat. Okay, if you want to go with all what we call it as, students, like now, right? Now, such a way we can go on sometimes, uncountables like. So then again, we can say something like a strand of hair, we can say strand, S-T-R-A-N-D. the strand of hair, HAIR. We want to count what we call it as like. Supposing like grass, you cannot count them, but we have to say blade of grass. A blade of grass. So uncountable, enough one. 1/2 kilos. How did you write 1/2 kilos? Like 1 and has to be there. 1 and a half kilos. Are you able to understand now? 1 and a half kilos, we should say, students, like 1 and a half kilos, we have to say now. Wonderful. There is a word furniture. Just now we have seen the word furniture also here somewhere. Yeah, we cannot count what we call it as like furniture. Somewhere it's, I don't know where it is, number. Dash furniture. Yes, let me see. Yeah, 50, for example, like it is dash furniture. Now we have to say it is a piece of furniture. Again, say it is a piece. It is a piece of furniture. Furniture word does not have furnitures. There is no word furnitures, please. I bought many pieces of furniture, we should say. I bought many pieces of furniture. The tag becomes a plural, but not the word, please. Like, so in that way, we can go on as many as possible, students, like now. So sometimes uncountables can become countables. Uncountables can become what we call it as a countable, students, like now, right? Now, just definitely I have to continue with this one also, students, like now. Maybe there are a few more. Maybe just for example, 50-51 one, students, like 50-51 now. If you can just give me time, I'll just wind up with that one today. 55. Let me just take it as. What is 55, students, like now? Maybe let me ask you. Maybe I also would like to ask you one more question. Like, for example, question number 30 is dash Peter. I don't know what you have written there. Peter, come on, raise your hands. Like, he is dash Peter. I have told you. Anyone? Yes. Nistala, you have some. Question number 30.
He is Peter.
He is
I
Peter.
don't put any article.
Yeah, you don't want to use article there. Okay, why? Because it is proper noun. So proper noun don't usually. I have just given you one list also in the beginning of my chapter. There, proper nouns. Somewhere just now I have given that. Venkat. నేను క్లోజ్ చేస్తున్నా. క్లోజ్ చేస్తాను. ఎవరు ఉన్నారు ఇంకా? డెఫినెట్గా ఇప్పుడు ఇంకేది 8:59 అవుతుంది. 9 క్లోజ్ చేస్తాను. Yeah, so that's what we call it as like. So you have just given me the, yeah, where is that? Yes. As someone has pointed out, he is dash Peter. Okay, right, fine, absolutely. He is Peter now. Okay, right. And there is one more question, students, like, for example, what is that now? Question number 55 is a gate question now. Okay, what is 54? What is the difference between a shotgun is no good 1, which means is a equal to what we call it as like is a equal to 1. So if it is how, so just we'll do one thing, students, like as the administrator has called me, there is another faculty waiting to go with the system. So maybe today I'll just wind up and I'll continue with 53, 54, 55, and your other doubts I'll try to cover up in my next class. Is it okay? Right? Very good now. So there are others also, students, like, for your convenience sake, I have not yet taught you, but I have given what we call it as like usage. You will not understand, but maybe what we call it as like, I have given the list here now. For example, you see, yeah, I've just gone with some of the ones here. A lot of explanation also I have gone through the students now. Again, I'll come back to you, these ones also. I'll be going through the list by step, and you will understand what are determinants I have not explained yet. I'll go with them and step by step, students, now. Okay, so there are a lot of ones like that. Okay, right? So just this is for your convenience sake. Already, so right. So I'll come back to this list in my next class. So don't worry about that. Okay. There's another faculty waiting for me, it seems. Okay. Right, right. So these are all usages. Again, I can call it as like areas of concern. I call it as what is that? Areas of concern, students. Like so, just wait till I come to the next class. Okay, we'll continue from the 50. What we call it as like 53 in my next class. Okay. Have a nice day, students. Like right. So please bring your doubts if you have any doubts in my next class. Okay. So today, because I have given you that confused words, please go through the confused words. Start learning them, start reading them, students. Like now that there is a list in front of you now. Vocabulary you have to read by yourself sometimes. Don't expect me everything that I should take it as. Is it okay? Right, very good. Right, have a nice day. Good.